Good morning. I wish you a good day. Last month, I, 30F, went on a family vacation that was planned by my brother Eric, 33M, and his wife Natalie, 31F. It was meant to be a chill week at a cabin by the lake with me, Eric, Natalie, our younger sister Jess, 26F, and our parents, 60s. From the start, Natalie was very particular about how the trip should go. She created a full itinerary, color-coded Google Docs, meal planning charts, even mandatory tech-free hours. Now, I get that people like structure, but this was less of a vacation and more like summer camp with a drill sergeant. Jess and I brought it up gently to Eric, saying maybe Natalie could tone it down a little, but he brushed us off and said she worked really hard on planning and that we should appreciate her effort. Okay, fine. Fast forward to day 2 of the trip. Natalie gets visibly upset because we missed the scheduled group kayaking time. We were literally sitting on the porch having wine and laughing with our dad. Later, she snapped at Jess for bringing a Bluetooth speaker because it ruined the ambience and glared at me for checking my phone. By day 4, Jess and I were over it. So we decided to accidentally sleep in through the morning hike and instead made a pancake breakfast with our mom. Natalie walked in, looked around, and just said, "Wow. So I guess the schedule doesn't matter anymore." Eric pulled me aside and said I needed to stop undermining his wife. At that point, I was tired of the passive aggressiveness, so I told him point blank that his wife was sucking the joy out of the trip. Jess backed me up. Eric got really defensive and said we were acting like entitled teenagers who couldn't handle a bit of structure. Natalie cried that night and ended up leaving early. Since then, neither of them has spoken to me or Jess, and our mom is now trying to play mediator. She said Natalie feels deeply disrespected and that we owe her an apology. But honestly, I think Natalie was being completely overbearing and treated us like kids at a retreat she was leading. Please share your thoughts. Comment 1. ESH. You were passive-aggressive by sleeping in instead of talking to Natalie about the issue head-on. Yeah, she shouldn't try to micromanage your entire trip, but you should have communicated with her. You don't just keep going to Eric to complain. Go to the source because Natalie is her own person. Comment 2. NTA. If you all had asked her to plan things in advance and agreed on those things, then it's fine, but to be forced to do things on your holidays that you didn't agree to isn't a vacation, it's work. Some chill is needed. If you wanted a planned literary, you would have said so in advance. Comment 3. ESH. Her for micromanaging, but you also for not talking with her to set the expectations in advance about it. You're an adult, use your words. Hey, Natalie, I appreciate the thought, but I wanted a relaxing vacation where I'm not having to worry about schedules. I'll accommodate your schedule as much as I can, but I won't participate myself. Short story 2. Hey, I am confused and I need some perspective on something that happened recently. My partner and I celebrated our engagement with a small gathering of friends, and one of our couple friends' daughter, 7 years old, is going to be our flower girl because she loves both me and my partner dearly. When we were all sitting around enjoying the party, another friend of ours, who also has a daughter, 1 year old, but one who isn't close to my partner, asked me in front of everyone if her daughter could also be the flower girl. I felt like this was more out of envy than a genuine request because she probably felt left out. I didn't respond to her question right away because I felt it was an inappropriate thing to ask in front of the group, especially when we'd already made our decision, and not something I feel you ask someone. I feel like it was really rude and inconsiderate to spring that question on me like that. Since the engagement party, she asked me to meet one-on-one, and I'm guessing she's going to bring up her jealousy, displayed as being upset that she feels left out of the friend group, and probably the flower girl situation again. I'm just not sure how to handle it without it turning into an argument, and I don't want to come off as rude, but at the same time, it's hard to ignore how inappropriate I think her behavior was. I'm literally dreading meeting up with her because I do not think her daughter should be flower girl and cannot imagine how awkward this is going to be if I say no. As a separate note, she does not let her child's face anywhere on social media due to eye dangers, which is absolutely fair. However, the thought of my wedding photos with an emoji over the kid's face is not how I want my photos to look. I also feel a 1-year-old is pretty freaking young to be walking down the aisle. So, am I the a-hole for feeling frustrated and angry about the flower girl situation and her general jealousy? Or am I leaving her out and should let her daughter be a flower girl? Edit. Thank you guys also so much for your input. I did not at all expect this post to get so much attention, so I'm sorry I can't get back to you all. It's been really nice to see all of your thoughts and confirm that I am not being unreasonable here. I'm super excited for our wedding, and this has put a real stress on me and tarnished my early excitement, so to know this kind of behavior is indeed unfair makes me feel a little more at ease. I'm not sure when we will meet, but I will keep you posted on how it goes. Your words matter on this video. Comment 1. A 1-year-old is too young for that responsibility, even a very smart 1-year-old. They will more than likely get overwhelmed and throw a fit, or forget what they're supposed to do. The added aspect of you having to change your wedding to be respectful of her no pictures online rule is another headache. Just tell her the baby is too young. NTA. Comment 2. You have 2 very valid reasons to not include her age and social media stance. If you want to preserve the friendship, focus on those reasons. But if someone tried to bully me into making their kid a flower girl, I'd question my friendship. Either way, NTA. Comment 3. Can my daughter be a flower girl? I thought you wanted to meet up so that you could apologize for being rude and inappropriate at our engagement party. However, the answer is no. We have planned how we want our day to go and are not comfortable changing it up to please other people. Heck, I've seen 5-year-olds freeze, refuse to move and start crying when their actual moment comes. A 7-year-old is perfect. NTA. Story 3. I am an amateur cake maker as a side hustle of my full-time job. I make cakes for friends and family if there is a celebration coming up, and I also sell them occasionally too. I'm always baking cakes as I love doing it. This weekend was my boyfriend's mum's birthday, and we got an invite to go for the weekend. They live a good few hours drive from us, so we stay overnight. I asked my own parents if they could babysit our 2-year-old daughter for the weekend so we could go. We usually take her, but this time we just wanted a break without our daughter. My parents agreed, and I baked my boyfriend's mum a birthday cake. It was funfetti with jam and fresh cream, and I baked it the night before and decorated it the morning that we left. I dropped my daughter with my parents and then went to see my boyfriend's parents. My daughter always loves my cakes, and I promised I would save her a slice when we came back. She saw me decorating it and asked me for some, but I had to explain it wasn't for us to eat yet. Anyway, we stayed the night with his parents. His mum loved the cake, but we went out for a meal and ate lots of food, so there was lots of cake left over. We all had a small slice, but over half of the cake was left, as it was quite a large one that I made. My boyfriend's parents asked if they could keep it as they would finish it, and I said of course, but I would like to take a slice for our daughter, as I did promise her I would bring it back for her. His dad cut 4 slices, which we took home. We came home and I went to pick my daughter up from my parents' house. They saw I had some cake and I asked if they would like it. My sister was also visiting, so everybody had a slice, and my daughter was happy as funfetti is her favorite. I went home with our daughter and my boyfriend asked where the rest of the cake was. I said my parents and my sister ate it. He was upset with me as I didn't save him a slice and just gave it to them when he thought it was for him to eat. I said he never asked me to save it for him, and he said I didn't ask if he wanted it or not. He was really upset that he only ate a small slice earlier after dinner and he didn't get to enjoy it fully. I feel like an ass for giving the cake away before checking if he wanted it, but every time I bake, he always gets first helpings. Plus his dad cut off more than we asked for to take home, so I assumed it would have gone to waste if my family hadn't eaten it. Please share your thoughts below in comment sections. Thank you. Comment 1. NTA. You didn't know he wanted it and were being generous. Seems like he gets plenty of cake, so he should really stop whining. Tell him next time you'll check, but TBH, he'd still be the a-hole if he wanted the cake over your family who was babysitting. Comment 2. NTA. Your parents took care of your daughter for the wee. I assume that they did it because they love her and are happy to allow you and your boyfriend child-free time. Still, it was normal to bring them some cake. Your boyfriend is a little bit selfish here. Comment 3. NTA. You made the cake for his mom. He had a chance to eat it. He could have unloaded it from the car when you dropped him off. Your parents babysat his, as well as your, daughter for 2 days and overnight. That is not a small thing with a 2-year-old, even if they adore her. I have a 2-year-old great-granddaughter. You shared some of the leftover cake to them as well as your child, who you promised it to, but left most of it for his parents. It would have been okay to have made an entire cake for your parents to show your appreciation for them babysitting. Yes, he would have liked a piece, but his complaints are uncalled for. Story 4. I, 24F, grew up with 2 sisters, so of course I was constantly forced to share everything, especially food, with them. My husband, 27M, was an only child. We live with his mom for the moment, and what bothers me the most, every time I bring home fast food or any other food for myself or the both of us, he offers it to his mother. I wouldn't have an issue picking up something for her as well, but when he goes and offers something I bought for myself that I was excited to eat, it irks me a little bit. Well, recently I was really craving Italian food. Stuffed shells to be exact. My husband and I agreed to go pick up something from the local Italian place and bring it home to eat. Well, we get home and he instantly offers his mother some of our food, but this time I protested and said she can have some of his dish because I wanted mine for myself. He immediately got an attitude with me and said I wasn't going to eat it all, the dish only had 2 large stuffed shells, and told me I was being stingy. His mom, I guess, kinda read the room and said she would just have some of his. He then doubles down and basically tells her to take the other shell from my plate and puts it on her plate for her. This was really irritated me because I then ended up still hungry after, because half my dinner was given to his mom. He offered some of his to me, but he knew I didn't like what I got. To conclude, AITA for not wanting to share my food with her, and was I being stingy? What do you think about this story? Comment 1. Next time order 2 entrees just for yourself or extra sides, just so I'm covered. Your husband is an ass. He should be asking mom if she wants food before you leave to get it. And taking food off your plate was a seriously dick move. Please show this thread to your husband once you get a bunch of replies. NTA. Comment 2. NTA, he can buy his mom food instead of offering yours. It's just incredibly rude. You need to have a serious talk with him, and he needs to respect your no and discuss this first instead. This would be totally unacceptable to me. Comment 3. NTA, tell your husband to stop treating his mama and you like shit. He is being a cheapskate and not buying her a whole meal, he's treating her like an afterthought. And then he takes half of your food and makes you look like the bad one when it was his fault in the first place. Thank you for watching the entire video. You are a very kind person. Please take care of yourself. Come again, please.